Hi everyone, myself Dr.P.Karthika, Assistant Professor, PG Department of Commerce CA, Vellalar College for Women, Autonomous, Year 12. Today we shall see the topic Classification of Advertising. Before we see the classification of advertising, just now we understand what do you mean by advertising and its definition. Meaning of advertising. Advertising means informing the public about the availability of particular product or service, stimulating their desire for advertising the product or service and inducing them to buy the same. Definition. Plibhotler says advertising is any paid form of non personal presentation of ideas, goods, and services by an identified sponsor. Now we come to the classification of advertising. Advertising can be classified into so many categories. We discussed one by one. First one, classification on the basis of prospects, classification on the basis of types of product, on the basis of geographical area covered by the advertisement. The next one is on the basis of the type of demand. Next one is on the basis of objective of advertising. Next one is on the basis of result intended. Next one is on the basis of nature or type of advertising appeal. Another one is on the basis of sponsorship, and one on the basis of the purpose of advertising. Next one is on the basis of the targeted prospects, and the next one is on the basis of the advertising media, and the last one is on the basis of usefulness of advertising. Next, we discuss one by one. First, on the basis of classification of prospects, advertisement can be classified into four kinds: consumer advertising, industrial advertising, trade advertising, and professional advertising. Consumer advertising means goods which are intended for final consumption by the consumer and not for the use in the production of some other goods. It's called as consumer advertising. Another one, second one is industrial advertising. Industrial advertising means goods which are used in the production of some other goods. It's called it as industrial advertising. The third one is trade advertising. Trade advertising means marketing aimed at intermediaries in the supply chain. Intermediaries like wholesaler, retailers, rather than the end consumers. Then last one is professional advertising. If a manufacturer of medicine appeals to the doctors through an advertisement to use his medicine and also recommended then to their parents, it is called it as professional advertising. Next one classification is on the basis of types of product. On the basis of types of product, advertising can be classified into two types: consumer products and industrial product. Consumer products again divided into two types. First one is consumer durables. Consumer durables means which last over a period of time, like refrigerators, televisions, and other appliances. The next one is consumer non-durables. Consumer non-durables product means to be used up quickly, generally within 3 years, requiring frequent repurchase. For example, soaps, detergents, paste, food products, and medicines. Another one is consumer product advertising. Consumer product advertising promotes specific goods or services directly to buyers, aiming to create awareness, highlight features or benefits of the product, and generate desire from the customers, and drive purchases by influencing emotions, perceptions, and decisions through various channels like television, social media, and print media. For example, washing machines and air conditions are come under consumer product advertising. The next one is industrial product advertising. Industrial product advertising promote goods and services to other businesses, focusing on rational appeals, technical detail, and long-term relationship using strategies like trade shows, digital marketing, content marketing, and print in trade journals to build awareness, support sales, and drive complex purchases for industries like manufacturing, education, or healthcare. Then last one is service advertising. Services are activities or benefits offered for sale. Services are intangible in nature. Luxury hotels and airlines, when advertising their services, attach greater importance to service with a smile, being courteous, etc. For example, banks advertise the services they offer to their clients, ATM, e-banking, etc. The next one is on the basis of geographical area covered by the advertisement. Advertisement can be classified into three categories. First one is national advertising. National advertising means advertisement undertaken by an advertiser covering the entire nation is called national advertising. For example, Coca-Cola, shake a Coke, Nikki's Just Do It, and Dove's Real Beauty or the national advertisement. The second one is regional advertising. Regional advertising that covers the particular region, that is one state or two state, is called regional advertising. Example, Coca-Cola's Chota Coke, affordable for small bottles, and Tata Taste, Desh Ki Joy are the examples of regional advertising. And the third one is local advertising. Advertising that covers the particular locality or area is called local advertising. Example for local advertising is Godrej Properties, key drops in Swiggy bags, Coca-Cola Small are the example of local advertising. The next classification is on the basis of the type of demand. On the basis of type of demand, advertising classified into primary advertising and secondary advertising. Primary advertising or primary demand advertising focuses on building demand for an entire product category like milk, egg, etc., rather than a specific brand, often by educating consumers on general benefits to grow the whole market, frequently funded by industry groups. The next one is selective advertising. Selective advertising or selective demand advertising is a marketing strategy focused on promoting a specific brand or a product to a targeted audience, highlighting its unique benefits to make it stand out from competitors, unlike primary advertising, which promotes a whole product category. The next one classification is on the basis of objective of advertising. Advertising can be classified into two types: product advertising and institutional advertising. Product advertising means where the company tries to sell its product or services through advertising. It may be referred as a product advertising. Product advertising further classified into 6 categories. Let's see one by one. First one is informative or pioneering product advertising. Pioneering advertising creates initial demand for an entirely new product category by educating the public on its unique features and benefits. Second one is comparative product advertising, when an advertisement compares two or more specific brands in terms of product or service attributes. It may be divided as comparative product advertising. The next one is competitive or selective product advertising. Competitive or product advertising is a strategy to persuade consumers to choose a specific brand over competitors by highlighting its unique benefits and superior qualities. The next one is reminder product advertising. Reminder product advertising, also known as retentive advertising, is a marketing strategy aimed at keeping a brand or product in the consumer's mind to encourage repeat purchases and maintain brand loyalty. The next one is shortage advertising. Shortage advertising is typically referred to as scarcity marketing, a strategy that uses phrases like limited stock available or today only to create a sense of urgency and capitalize on the fears of missing out. The last one is cooperative advertising. Cooperative advertising means a combination involving manufacturer, wholesaler, or retailer for advertising product through local advertising media. Then next classification is the institutional advertising. Institutional advertising promotes an entire organization, company, or its value rather than a specific product, aiming to build a positive reputation, foster goodwill, and create trust with a broad audience. Audience means consumer, investor, public, all come under the category. For a long-term brand equity, often focusing on mission, ethics, or social responsibility. There are various type of institutional advertising are there. It's include radio, television, print or electronic media, digital, and infomercials and commercial advertising are come under this institutional advertising. The next one classification is on the basis of result intended. Advertising can be classified into two, direct or quick action advertising and indirect or delayed action advertising. First we see direct or quick action advertising. This marketing approach is designed to elicit an immediate and measurable action from the target audience, such as making a purchase, signing up for a newsletter, or calling a phone number. Example, shop now, claim your discount, get started free, download now, book your demo. These are the example of quick action advertising. The next one is indirect or delayed action advertising. It is a strategy that focuses on building brand awareness, trust, and a long-term relationship with the audience rather than soliciting an immediate sale or action. The action from the consumer is expected to be delayed until a future time when a buying decision arises. The next one classification is on the basis of nature or type of advertising appeal. Advertising can be classified into two categories: emotional advertising and rational advertising. Emotional advertising connect with the consumer's feelings such as joy, sadness, fear, etc., to form a deeper and more memorable bond with a brand than simply relying on facts and figures. The next one is rational advertising. This approach focuses on a product utilitarian value such as its quality, economy, performance, or specific features to convince the audience through the reason or evidence rather than emotion. The next one classification is on the basis of sponsorship. Advertising can be classified into three. First one is manufacturer's advertising. Advertising is a paid public communication that promotes a manufacturer's product, service, brand, or event to inform, persuade, and remind a target audience. Its primary goal is to increase sales and build brand recognition and royalty. And second one is retailers advertising. Retailers advertising promotes product or service directly to the shoppers using various channels like in-store displays, digital ads, flyers, and email to boost foot traffic and sales for both physical and online store, with a growing focus on data-driven retail media on retailer platform like Amazon and Walmart for personalized effort. The next one is cooperative advertising, a joint promotional effort where multiple businesses, often a manufacturer and a retailer, share the cost and effort of advertising for mutual benefit, reducing expenses and increasing reach. Key type include vertical, horizontal, and increase sponsored, using shared ads in print, digital, radio, or mailers to boost sales and brand visibility. The next one is on the basis of purpose of advertising. Advertising can be classified into commercial advertising or business advertising and non-commercial advertising. First one is commercial advertising is paid communication by businesses using various media like television, digital, print, or radio to promote product or services, persuade consumers, build brands, and drive sales by influencing purchase decisions through creative, targeted messaging that highlights benefits of the product and builds trust and drive actions. Second one is non-commercial advertising. Non-commercial advertising promotes social causes, ideas, or behaviors rather than selling products, and is sponsored by charities, governments, or political group aiming to raise awareness, funds, or change public attitude on issues like health, environment, or politics through public service announcements and social campaigns. The next one classification is on the basis of the targeted prospects, classified into two categories, mass advertising and class advertising. Mass advertising is the strategy of broadcasting a single uniform message to the largest possible audience through mass media channels like TV, radio, and billboards in an attempt to appeal to everyone. Second one is class advertising. Advertising is the practice of promoting a specific educational class, course, or coaching program to a target audience using persuasive communication technique to drive enrollment or participation. Next one classification is on the basis of advertising media. Advertising media are the various channels like TV, radio, internet, print, and billboards that businesses use to deliver promotional messages about product or services to their target audiences, serving as the vehicles to reach potential consumers and build brand awareness through text, images, and videos. These channels include digital means, social media, website, email, and traditional channel include TV, radio, and print. And out of home channels are billboards and transit ads options, allowing companies to strategically communicate and persuade consumers. Then last one classification is on the basis of usefulness of advertising. Usefulness of advertising can be classified into four categories. First one is constructive advertising. Constructive advertising is communication that uses its tools to promote positive values, benefit society, and build a brand universe beyond simply selling a product. It is called constructive advertising. The second one is competitive advertising. Competitive advertising is a marketing strategy where a brand highlights its advantages or directly or indirectly comparing its product or service to a competitors in order to demonstrate superiority and gain market share. And the third one is comparative advertising. Comparative advertising is a marketing tactic where a company's product is directly or indirectly compared to a competitor to highlight superior features like quality or price, aiming to persuade consumers to choose their brand over others, but must avoid false claim or disparagement. The last one is destructive advertising. Destructive advertising is not a formal industry term. The user likely means disruptive advertising, which is a strategic approach that breaks conventional norms to capture attention and stand out from the competition. Thank you.